千年で何があった。この後も我が血を脅かすというのであれば、一度確かめてみねばなるまい。
Alright, let's be real for a second. 2025 was stacked. We had solo leveling flexing on everyone, Demon Slayer making us cry again, and Sakamoto days literally exploding onto our screens. But you know what happens? When the big names take all of that oxygen in the room, the hidden gems get buried alive. And I'm not talking about, oh, this show is kind of good hidden gems. I'm talking about shows that had no right being this good, while simultaneously having no one talking about them. So today, we're gonna fix that. These are 10 anime from 2025 that you absolutely slept on, and honestly, that's on you. But don't worry, I'm here to fix your mistakes. Let's get into it. You know what's rarer than a good isekai? A protagonist who's not a teenager. Meet Barl, a man in his late 30s who happens to be one of the world's best fencing masters. Plot twist, he has crippling self-doubt and imposter syndrome. Yeah, this isn't your power fantasy where the MC steamrolls everyone while collecting a harem. This is about a guy who's genuinely skilled but constantly second-guesses himself, and watching him overcome that mental barrier is surprisingly compelling. The action is clean, the swordplay actually looks like people who know what they're doing, and the character development hits different when your protagonist has lived actual life before picking up a sword. The show respects the grind, respects the craft, and most importantly, respects its audience enough to tell a mature story about growth. If you're tired of teenage chosen ones, this one's calling your name.
I 工藤さんの知ってるクジライ玲子ではないんでしょう。
知らないのはお前の方だろ。
Picture this, retro-futuristic Hong Kong, specifically the Kowloon walled city, but make it a slow-burn mystery romance that feels like someone mixed Steins Gate with 5 centimeters per second and added a dash of existential dread. Yeah, it's that kind of vibe. The atmosphere is thick, the mystery keeps you guessing, and the romance is so painfully realistic it hurts. This isn't a show that holds your hand. It expects you to pay attention, pick up on visual storytelling, and honestly, just vibe with the melancholic energy it's throwing at you. The art style is deliberately old school, which fits perfectly with the themes of memory and nostalgia running through the narrative. Some people found it slow, but if you're someone who appreciates mood over action, if you like your anime to simmer rather than explode, Kowloon generic romance is an experience. Just don't expect easy answers, because this show loves leaving you with questions that linger long after the credits roll.
別にこれは変な意味じゃなくって。
千年で何があった。この後も我が血を脅かすというのであれば、一度確かめてみねばなるまい。
This one's for the dark fantasy lovers. Cleaver Test got compared to Berserk, and while that's a bold claim, it's not entirely undeserved, you know. This is a deconstruction of the hero's journey where the protagonist is, to put it mildly, kind of messed up. The show doesn't shy away from brutal violence, but here's the thing. It balances that darkness with genuinely and surprisingly heartwarming character interactions. It's this tonal whiplash that makes it work. You're watching something genuinely disturbing, the next you're laughing at the absurdity of it all, and then suddenly you're hit with an emotional gut punch you didn't even see coming. The animation handles both the action and the quieter character moments with equal care, and the world building is dense enough to get lost in. If you've been craving something darker or more subversive but still emotionally resonant, Cleaver Test deserves way more attention than it got.
それ絶対本人の前で言うなよ。機嫌悪くなるから。小鳥。お。高尾先生。
Medical mysteries, but make it anime. Dr. Takao Ameku is basically if House MD was a Japanese woman who couldn't stay out of police investigations, even when she should. She's brilliant, eccentric, and has a talent for getting into trouble that's honestly impressive. The show isn't about action or explosions, it's about using medical knowledge to solve bizarre cases that have everyone else stumped. The medical aspects feel researched, the mysteries are actually engaging brain teasers, and Ameku herself is such a compelling character that you just want to follow her around and see what chaos she causes next. mixed. It's a seinen show that respects intelligence, both of its characters and audience. The pacing might feel a bit slow to some people expecting typical anime drama, but if you like procedurals with personality, if you appreciate shows that make you think this is criminally underrated, it's cozy mystery vibes with just enough edge to keep you hooked.
あらゆる可能性を検証し診断するそれが統括診断部だ
いのりさん。はい。俺は、いのりさんに負けない。
Sports anime about figure skating. I've already lost half of you, haven't I? But wait, because Medalist is genuinely something special. This is about Tsukasa, a guy who failed at his dream of becoming a pro figure skater, and Inori, a shy 5th grader who practices in secret because no one ever encouraged her. Together, they chase Olympic greatness, and the emotional weight of that journey hits hard. Inori is one of the most authentic child characters in recent anime. She's not a cute mascot, she's a kid with insecurities, dreams, and a genuine arc. The relationship between her and Tsukasa is heartfelt without being weird, and the animation when they're on the ice is absolutely gorgeous. The music, the choreography, the way the show captures both the technical and emotional aspects of the sport, it's all there. It's beautiful, grounded, and emotionally devastating in the best way.
いつか祈りです
超いい名前じゃん。
Added anything to your watch list just yet? Well, if the answer is yes, give this video a like so that I know. Make sure you subscribe to the channel for more such content, and if not, don't worry, I've got 5 more coming up.
あなたは我がリディル王国の頂点に立つ魔術師七賢人なのですよ。あなたにしかできない仕事があると思いませんか？
A fantasy slice of life where the main character is Monica Everett, the legendary silent witch and one of the most powerful mages in the kingdom. Her mission? Protect the second prince while pretending to be a normal student. Now, that sounds simple, doesn't it? Except Monica has crippling social anxiety and would rather face down ancient demons than make small talk at a party. The show is pure comfort. It's warm, wholesome, and watching Monica try to navigate social situations with the same intensity she brings to magical combat is both hilarious and weirdly relatable. The magic system is interesting too. The supporting cast is charming, and the overall vibe is just, well, it's just nice. Sometimes you don't need edge or darkness. Sometimes you just want to watch an overpowered but socially awkward mage fumble her way through protecting a prince while making friends along the way. If you want wholesome, this one's for you.
そんな人たちに私は何を返せるだろう
Isekai, but hear me out on this one, okay? Zenshu does something fun with the formula that makes it stand out in a sea of identical shows. The execution is sharp, the comedy lands, and it doesn't take itself too seriously while still delivering solid entertainment. Sometimes you don't need revolutionary, you just need well-executed fun. Zenshu understands what makes Isekai appealing without falling into the lazy tropes that plague the genre. The protagonist isn't overpowered to the point of boredom, the world building has personality, and the pacing keeps things moving without rushing. It's the kind of show that reminds you why you liked Isekai in the first place before the market got oversaturated. Is it going to change your life? Well, probably not. But it is going to give you a good time, make you laugh, and leave you satisfied. Sometimes that's all you need, isn't it? And Zenshu delivers exactly that with style.
Zenshu
Romantic comedy meets supernatural chaos, and it's exactly as fun as that sounds. The premise is simple. A witch and her childhood friend, who's also her bodyguard, navigate school life, magic mishaps, and the most ridiculous misunderstandings you've ever seen. Think Gomi can't communicate, crossed with Psyche K, but with actual magic. The comedy in this show is relentless. Every episode is packed with gags that actually land, character interactions that feel natural and hilarious, and just enough heart to balance out the chaos. The art style might look quirky at first, but it works perfectly for the comedic timing and expressive character work. This is a show that understands comedy isn't just about jokes, it's about timing, character dynamics, and knowing when to pull back for emotional moments. It's pure, concentrated fun with just enough sweetness to make you care.
ウィッチウォッチ。
ペラペランコ。ニコ、今どういう状況？
ペラペラになってるぞ。
次はこちらの番だな。
Rio washes up in a new world with water magic abilities and teams up with Abel, an adventurer who found himself on a beach. Classic isekai setup, right? Except the water magician takes this premise and does something genuinely refreshing with it. The focus on water magic specifically allows for creative problem solving and combat that feels different from the usual fire and lightning spam. The friendship between Rio and Abel develops naturally, the adventures feel earned rather than random, and the world they're exploring has enough depth to keep things interesting. It's not trying to reinvent the wheel, but it's polishing that wheel until it shines. The production values are solid, the pacing is comfortable, and it respects the journey rather than rushing to power-ups and boss fights. This one flew completely under the radar and definitely deserves more love.
ウォータージェット。
お前がいつまでも倒されないから産業地獄が終わらないんだよクソが
The title tells you everything you need to know, doesn't it? But let me paint a picture anyway. Alina Clover thought being a guild receptionist would be chill. Just, paperwork, no dungeon crawling, nothing like that. But when adventurers slack off and bosses don't get cleared, her workload piles up. So what does she do? She secretly solos the bosses herself just so she can clock out on time and go home. This is fantasy burnout culture in anime form, and it's so relatable it hurts. Alina is the perfect mix of exhausted office work and secret badass, and watching her balance her double life while trying to maintain some semblance of work-life balance is both hilarious and cathartic. The action is punchy when it needs to be, the comedy lands, and underneath it all is a surprisingly genuine message about overwork and finding your own solution.
私の平穏のために死ねギルドの受付嬢ですが残業は嫌なのでボスをソロ討伐しようと思います
And there you have it. 10 anime from 2025 that absolutely deserved more attention than they got. From 30-something swordsmen to overworked guild receptionists, from medical mysteries to figure skating dreams. This year had way more variety than the mainstream conversation suggested. Look, I get it, okay? When solo leveling and Demon Slayer are dominating every conversation, it's easy to miss these smaller shows. But that's exactly why we need to talk about them, isn't it? These aren't just good for what they are. These are legitimately great shows that got buried under the hype machine. So here's your homework, okay? Pick at least 3 of these, give them a shot, and then come and yell at me in the comments about which ones you loved or which ones you hated. And did I miss any underrated gems from 2025? Let me know, because I'm always down to discover more hidden treasures. Until next time, stop sleeping on good anime just because they don't have $1 billion marketing budget. Your watch list will thank you. Peace.